top 5 fastest Audis you can buy in 2026. Let me tell you something most car channels won't say out loud. Some of these cars are already dying. The engines are being phased out, the models are being discontinued, and a few of them will never be built again after this generation. So if you've ever thought about owning a fast Audi, 2026 might genuinely be your last real shot at some of these. Today, we're counting down the 5 fastest Audis you can actually buy right now, from a wagon that will embarrass supercars at the school pickup line, all the way up to a car running an engine that is now illegal to manufacture. If that sounds like your kind of content, hit subscribe right now because we cover this stuff all the time. Let's get into it. Number 5. 2026 Audi RS e-tron GT Performance. We're starting with the one that's going to make the V8 guys uncomfortable, and I say that with full respect for the V8 guys, because I am one. The RS e-tron GT Performance is fully electric. 2 motors, 912 horsepower, 757 pound-feet of torque, and it gets to 60 miles per hour in 2.1 seconds. That was tested by Car and Driver, not Audi's marketing department. Here's the number that matters most. This car weighs 5,137 pounds. That is heavier than a Ford F-150 Super Crew with a full tank of gas. And it still gets to 60 faster than every other car on this list. Every single one. That's not a talking point. That's just physics working against everything we thought we knew about performance cars. The quarter mile disappears in 9.9 seconds at 138 miles per hour. Car and Driver's test driver said the launch scrambled his vision on repeated runs. No gear changes, no engine noise to brace yourself against, just immediate, total acceleration that doesn't negotiate with you. Top speed is 155 miles per hour. Inside, you're getting 18-way massaging sport seats, a Bang & Olufsen audio system, forged carbon trim, and a panoramic roof that tints itself at the touch of a button. MSRP starts at $167,000 and climbs past $190,000 fully loaded, making it the most expensive car on this list. Now here's where I'll be straight with you. If you grew up on engine noise and the mechanical feel of a great gearbox, this car is going to ask something of you. It's going to ask you to care more about the result than the experience of getting there. Whether that's a trade you're willing to make is entirely personal. But you cannot argue with 2.1 seconds. Number 4. 2026 Audi RS6 Avant Performance. For about 20 years, American Audi fans were writing letters, making forum posts, and basically begging the company to sell us the RS6 wagon. Audi ignored us for 2 decades. Then they finally said yes, and almost immediately started planning to kill it. That's the RS6 Avant Performance in a nutshell. The dream we waited for, handed to us right before last call. A 4.0-liter twin-turbocharged V8 produces 621 horsepower and 627 pound-feet of torque. It runs through quattro all-wheel drive and an 8-speed automatic, and it gets this full-size wagon to 60 miles per hour in 3.3 seconds. With the optional package, top speed is 190 miles per hour. Think about what this car actually is for a moment. It has a full tailgate, it has a cargo floor large enough to sleep on. The back seat fits 3 adults. You can load the dog, the luggage, 2 kids, and whatever else your weekend demands, and then absolutely destroy sports cars on the highway on-ramp. All 627 pound-feet of torque arrive at just 2,300 RPM, which means there is no waiting, no building. You breathe on the throttle and the whole car lunges. The exhaust note on this thing is not polite. It snarls, it cracks on the overrun, and it sounds genuinely angry for a vehicle with a tailgate and roof rails. Carbon ceramic brakes, 4-zone climate control, honeycomb-stitched Valcona leather, RS sport seats, and carbon twill trim throughout the interior. MSRP starts around $132,000. The hard truth is, the next generation of the A6 is going electric. The combustion RS6 Avant is not coming back after this. If a practical, fast V8 wagon is on your list, this generation is the one. Don't wait on it. Number 3. 2026 Audi RSQ8 Performance. This next one holds an official record at the Nürburgring, and Audi has already stated they will never build a more powerful version of it. So what you can buy today is quite literally the ceiling. The RSQ8 Performance puts out 631 horsepower and 627 pound-feet of torque from a 4.0-liter twin-turbo V8. It weighs 5,467 pounds. That's a heavy SUV by any standard. And it reaches 60 miles per hour in 3.4 seconds with a top speed of 190 miles per hour. What makes this car genuinely remarkable is what Audi did to prove it. They drove a stock RSQ8 Performance, a tall, heavy, family SUV, to the Nürburgring Nordschleife in Germany, and it set the fastest lap time ever recorded by a production SUV. 7 minutes and 36 seconds around one of the most punishing race circuits on the planet. It didn't edge out the competition. It beat the previous record by a margin measured in full football fields. Here's an extra detail that Audi doesn't exactly lead with in the brochure. The V8 engine in this car shares its lineage with the engine in the Lamborghini Urus. Same basic architecture, built on the same platform. The RSQ8 Performance just wears 4 rings instead of a raging bull and costs considerably less. Inside you get Valcona leather bucket seats, carbon trim across the dashboard, a 12.3-inch digital cockpit, and door sill lighting that reads RS Performance when you step out. MSRP starts at $138,300. Audi confirmed there will be no higher output version of this car. This is what the top of the mountain looks like for a gasoline-powered Audi SUV. After this, it's electric or it's nothing. Number 2. 2026 Audi RS7 Performance. The RS7 Performance is the most dishonest-looking car on this list, and I mean that as a compliment. It looks like an executive's car. Long, low, sleek fastback roofline, not a wing in sight, nothing aggressive about the silhouette from a distance. It's the kind of car you'd park outside a restaurant and not draw a second glance, and then you'd leave every car that underestimated it sitting at the light wondering what just happened. 621 horsepower, 627 pound-feet of torque from a 4.0-liter twin-turbo V8. Quattro all-wheel drive. 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds. Tested by car and driver. Top speed of 190 miles per hour with the performance package. That 2.9-second number makes the RS7 the quickest launching gasoline-powered car on this entire list. Not the e-tron, which runs on electricity. Of the combustion cars, this is the fastest off the line. Peak torque arrives at 2,500 RPM. There's no lag to speak of, no moment where you're waiting for the engine to build. Car and driver also recorded over 1 full G of lateral grip and a 70-0 stopping distance of 143 feet. Those are serious performance numbers in a car that, again, looks like something a banking executive would drive to the airport. Honeycomb-stitched Valcona leather, RS sport seats, aluminum paddle shifters, and acoustic glass that keeps the outside world remarkably quiet until you decide it shouldn't be. A MSRP starts around $132,700. With the standard A7 and S7 both discontinued, this is the last RS7 that will ever use a V8. The nameplate may return in some form down the road, but it will not sound like this. It will not feel like this. This is the last one. Number 1. 2023 Audi R8 V10 Performance Quattro. Every car above this one gets to 60 faster. The R8 does it in 3.1 seconds, which puts it at the bottom of this list on that single metric. And it is still, without any question, the most important car here. Because here is the situation with the R8. It is out of production. Audi has built the last one, and the engine inside it, a 5.2-liter naturally aspirated V10 with no turbos, no hybrid system, no electric assistance of any kind, cannot be built again. Modern emissions regulations have made an engine like this impossible to certify for road use. You cannot design one today and get it approved. The R8's V10 is not being replaced. It simply ends. 602 horsepower, 413 pound-feet of torque. The engine revs to 8,100 RPM, and it makes a sound that no turbocharged engine on Earth can replicate. If you've ever been near one at full throttle, you already know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't, it's a rising metallic shriek that climbs through the rev range and genuinely stays with you. It's not background noise. It's the whole experience. Top speed is 205 miles per hour, which makes it the fastest car on this list by top speed, despite being slowest to 60. The engine sits mid-mounted behind the seats, visible through a glass engine cover, and shares its basic architecture with engines Audi used in LMS endurance racing. Clean examples are selling well above $150,000 on the used market right now, and that number has been climbing consistently. This is not a car that depreciates. It's a car that becomes more valuable as people realize exactly what's been lost. Nappa leather and Alcantara throughout the cockpit, a flat-bottom steering wheel with a red start button, and an interior that's designed around the driver in a way that most modern cars have completely abandoned. You are not buying this car for the quarter-mile time. You are buying it because nothing like it will ever exist again, and in 10 years, that's going to matter a great deal to a lot of people. So that's your list. 5 fast Audis you can actually buy in 2026, and honestly, every single one of them carries some version of the same story. The wagons are going away. The naturally aspirated engines are already gone. The V8s have maybe one more generation left in them. And the fastest thing Audi sells right now runs on batteries. Whether that's progress or loss probably depends on which car on this list you'd actually want sitting in your garage. So let me ask you that directly. Which one is it? Drop it in the comments below, and if you disagree with where I placed anything on this list, tell me that too. I read them. If you want more content like this covering real cars for people who actually care about them, subscribe and hit the bell. If you want more content like this covering real cars for people who actually care about them, subscribe and hit the bell. We put out new videos every day and we don't pad them with nonsense. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.